In this session, we're going to walk through the steps to upgrade the EOS on your Arista switches. We'll cover how to get the new version of EOS, how to copy the new software to your switch, and how to boot the switch into the new version of EOS. First, we need to go to arista.com and get the software. This requires a login to the arista.com website. Once you're logged in, proceed to Support and then Software Download, and scroll down the page to find the version of EOS you need. It's likely to be found in the Active Releases folder. I've already downloaded the EOS file from arista.com, and I placed it on a USB drive that's plugged into the switch. We can see the USB and its contents if we issue the command dir USB 1 and colon. In the output, you can see I have several copies of EOS on this USB drive. Next, we need to copy the newer version of EOS from the USB to the switch's flash. We'll enter the copy command where the statement is essentially copy from where and to where. So if we simply type copy and question mark, you can see there are multiple ways to copy files over to our switch. You can use FTP, HTTP, HTTPS, SCP, even TFTP, and of course from the USB. Here, let's reissue the dir USB 1 colon command so that we see our EOS versions. And now we'll type copy USB 1 colon, and I like to copy and paste so that I don't get the file name wrong. So we'll highlight 4153f.swi, and now we need to write out where we want it to go. In this case, we're sending it to the system flash. So we just simply type flash. We could repeat the file name if we needed to, but the switch will assume that that's what we want to use. If you need to name it to something different, then here would be the opportunity to rename the file so that as it gets copied over to the flash, it lands over there with a different file name. Then we hit enter. There is no output while the copy is taking place. We simply wait for the complete message and then check our flash contents by reissuing the dir command. And specifically, it'll say completed successfully. For security purposes, folks have started to double check the MD5 hash associated to the software file to make sure nothing has been altered. You can get the MD5 hash from the arista.com software download site, and then simply type the command verify/MD5 and then the location and the file name to have verified. So in our case, it would be verify/MD5 flash colon EOS-4.15.3f.swi. So now on our console screen here, we can see our copy completed successfully. If I issue the dir command that defaults to flash, we can see that now we have available to us 4.15.3f.swi on the flash of the switch. If we want to verify that, we issue the verify/MD5/flash colon and the file name, again a copy and paste, and hit enter. And in just a few seconds, it'll spit back the MD5 value, the hash that we can use to compare against what's listed on the arista.com website. Next, we need to update the switch configuration to reflect the new version of EOS that we want to load after our reboot. Issue the command config, and then you issue the command boot space system space flash colon, and we'll copy and paste our file name and then hit enter. We can verify our configuration with the command show run pipe include boot, and we'll see our boot system flash command. Now notice there's an exclamation point to the left. That's letting us know that this command is actually not part of the running configuration, but rather is directly configured into the boot-config file that's part of the aboot process. Normally, I'd issue the write memory command or copy running-config to startup-config command. So let's take a look at those. Write memory and enter, or copy running-config to startup-config accomplishes the same as the write memory command. But in this case, the boot system command is not part of the running config. Rather, it's part of the boot-config file contained within aboot. So we don't have to save it. The change was automatically saved for us. Otherwise, always be sure to issue either write memory or copy running-config to startup-config to save your changes. Now we can reload our switch so that the new EOS version is loaded by simply issuing the command reload and then confirming that that's what we want to do and hit enter. We'll get the system is going down for reboot message, and then we'll have to wait a few minutes while our switch comes back up. Once the switch is reloaded and we can log back into it, we can reissue the show version command to verify that we're running the version of EOS that we expected. At this point, it seems a good idea to remind everyone that a common question that comes up is what happens if I have multiple copies of different EOS versions on flash, but I don't specify a version with the boot system command? In that case, the switch will not reload any EOS. Unlike some other systems, it doesn't just pick the first one it finds or the file with the most recent timestamp. Rather, the switch will land in a boot and it'll sit there until you remediate the situation. So be sure to update the boot system command when it's your intentions to upgrade to a different version of EOS.